Şimdi İngilizce mi yapacağım, Türkçe mi yapayım? Nasıl?
Siz karar verir misiniz? Yabancılar var.
Var. Okay. Tamam, İngilizce yapalım. So, we'll do the presentation in English. Although I know the first line. Now, thanks for coming. Thanks for having me here. Actually, I have two presentations. I'll be quick, very brief. One is about actually the sleep industry, the future of mattress and sleep industry. The second one is about the sleep itself. So, first of all, I want to introduce myself. I'm Gökalp Bahçeli. I'm the CEO of Yatsan. Yatsan is one of the biggest producers of mattresses and bedding industry in Turkey. We are mainly a distributor of Tempur in Turkey. Also, we are producer for Serta, Sealy, King Coil, and also, of course, Yatsan brands. And we are exporting our products to 17 or 21 different countries with those brands. And also, we are exporting to 55 countries totally. So, 1,000 people are working in Yatsan totally. So, our presentation is about the future of sleep. First presentation. Geçebiliriz. So, I will mention about three topics. One is there is something big coming, and it will be good for the universe, good for the earth, good for us, but it will be challenging for our industry, for sure, especially the manufacturing. So we'll mention about it. The second is actually we are living it in our houses, in our lives. So probably, I mean, you will say, okay, I know everything about this, but is our industry ready for this? Still, I believe we are not. And the third is the smart bed technology. I'll briefly mention about it, my thoughts about it. So let's go in briefly to those subjects. So what is circular economy? So let's define the linear economy first. Linear economy is actually, okay, you can read this, but I will mention it from my perspective. Linear economy is something like you're a manufacturer, you are not very much interested in where the resources are coming from. You are not that much interested in how you affect the world, the earth, environment, and you don't care about what the customers do with your products at the end of their lifetime. So it doesn't sound very right, huh? What is then a circular economy? A circular economy is where you design the whole process. So now you are interested in using less materials and less harmful materials to the environment, and you are interested in your processes and their effects in the world, and of course you are very much interested in the what your consumers are doing with those products at the end of their lives. So you have to design it from cradle to cradle, we call it. There are different models. I will not go into the different models with that, but first I have to mention about the myth that this is going to be costly. Yes, it will be costly, but actually it will not be costly for the entire economy. It will be costly for probably manufacturers, but actually it's a beneficial thing. It's good for us. Why? first of all, it's good for the economy. It's going to produce more jobs. It will save money for the economies. But it will be challenging for the manufacturers. And also it will be good for the consumers. Why it will be good for the consumers? First of all, when you consume let's say, a circular economy product, we're talking about a more durable product that you can use for a longer time frame, and probably it should be in a better, coming from a better cost base. So the price of the product will be most probably at least similar or better than the ordinary product. So there are different models. I will not go into those models, but I will use one of them. So you can, because we are still trying to understand this circular economy. So one is, it will be an end-to-end service. The second is, you define the biological cycle and the technical cycle. The manufacturing is in the middle. So you design everything from cradle to cradle. The third is biomimicry. For example, because actually it's a circular economy going on in the nature itself. So everything is, the carbon is circular, energy is circular, everything is circular. So what you're trying to do is mimic what the environment originally doing. Devam edelim. Another model is seeing the industry as an ecology, which is also very understandable, because the recycling of the materials and the recycling of the energy is actually the flow of the ecology itself. And finally, it's another capitalist model for this is available, which is, you see nature as an investment area, and you try to increase the, let's say, your resources, your capital in that. But bir sonraki slayta geçebilir misin? This model is what I think very important for us. Why? So now it's again a cradle-to-cradle model, but I want to emphasize this part. So in this part, when you manufacture something for the user, and then it is end of life, what you do is, the most primitive model, you recycle. At least you have to recycle. At least you have to be able to recycle it. And if possible, refurbish it, remanufacture it, reuse and redistribute it, or maintain, repair, fix the product. So these are the different models of a circular economy. Of course, share model is another model. Some way hotels are like sharing the bed mattress. But, you know that car sharing is very available. Now, different sharing models is available. Airbnb is another sharing model. So these are all models for the circular economy. But when you look at these and think about mattress, then there's a problem, because we are not able to do any of them properly at the moment. Even recycling is a huge problem. Why we are coming to that? So one thing is, the way we produce a mattress is we build a, let's say, composite material, foam, fabric, the fabric itself is a composite material. When you combine them together and produce them, you come to a point that it's not recyclable. So what we do at the moment is, between us, we just burn them, or we just put it into, the soil. We just bury them. So as of today, it's a problem. So what we have to do is, we have to find a way that it is at least recyclable and repairable, and it will be competitive, and it will be comfortable for usage, which which is at the moment a problem. What we do at the moment, this brand for Merens, sonrakine geçebiliriz. It's another brand of Yatsan. We do a completely natural mattress. It's a complete organic mattress. So every material is organic. So it's a compostable mattress. The problem with those mattresses is, one, it's expensive. Second, there's not enough natural material for 8 billion people. The third is it smells like a farm, so to some extent. I mean, not that much, but it has some smells of a sheep, goat, whatever. So it's not enough for not good for everyone. Another model is building a, let's say, not a composite material, but let's say a modular mattress. That will be, so the natural part, compostable part is different, totally PU part is different, and etc. So we have to convert it to a modular. The challenge here is, again, of course, the price of the product and also the comfort of the product. But it is possible. I think we will see those as well. What today they are trying to do is, BASF is now using a process to convert foam as a recyclable product. In some markets like Germany, when the product is 100% foam and the cover is PU, it's easy. But for our markets, it's a challenge. Also, of course, compostable is important. Devam edelim. So the final picture is, it's not easy, but we have to at least be doing recycling, maintaining, or repairing, I should say. Devam edebiliriz. So, shortly going into the future of the houses, that's the second important topic. So, now sleep is important anymore. So it was important for everyone, every time frame, we know that. But now, I mean, it's becoming more and more popular. We are aware of that as this industry professionals. Of course, we see this. One trend is coming from the youth. Bir sonraki slayta geçelim. The new generation is definitely one of the reasons that sleep is becoming more and more important, because the new generation is under more stress, under more pressure, and they see sleep as a more important resource for their well-being. Okay? So this is a good trend for us, definitely. But devam edebilirsek, the houses are changing as well. So the definition of the house is changing. We know it very well because of the pandemic. It's one reason is the pandemic, definitely. But it's not the only reason. So it's becoming a more social place, first of all. Secondly, it's becoming a more, let's say, co-working place. So it's a working place, it's a social place, it's a sleeping place, it's a mixed environment. So we have to adjust ourselves to this as well. Sonrakine geçelim. So we see more spaces are coming together in our houses. So it's a living space, it's a working space. In some houses, the space is becoming scarce as well. So we see that it's becoming more like a common ground for different activities. So we have to design accordingly. Also, we know that bedroom is the new living room. How we know that? I mean, we know that very well because, for example, in UK there's research, and what it says is, I mean, people are reading anymore, people are watching TV anymore, like 41% is watching TV in its bedroom. So we have to adjust the space accordingly as well. Devam edelim. So we see some designs that I wanted to show. I mean, they're trying to become flexible in their usage. So I like this design. I mean, for especially young people. Devam edebiliriz. So the customer behavior is also changing. So there is increased demand for transparency, increased demand for social experiences, do it yourself approach. So especially bir sonraki slayta geçebilirsek, we see of course the demand for the green products are increasing as well. But the customers are more socially conscious, and they give importance to the values of the company itself. So this is important because I mean, as an industry, we are talking about a lot of stories. A small attribute in a product, or a small recyclable part of the product which is actually not recyclable. So we have to be careful about it as well, because saying this to the customers might make a problem in the future as well, because they're more aware of if you are really green or greenwashing. Devam edelim. So the third subject is the smart bed. So everything is smart, but our mattresses and beds are not that smart. We know it, because even when you are a couple and you are trying to find let's say, a common, let's say, firmness, you are having a problem. So even in countries like Turkey, the couples can't find a suitable mattress for itself as well. So we are talking about a really dummy product. So we know that the smart bed is coming. This is as a trend. So as of today, anything smart about sleep makes very basic things. What do they make? Let's say they track some sleep-related metrics, like, I mean, heart rate, sleep time, breathing, in which part of the sleep you are in, deep sleep, in REM sleep, and etc. So, okay, that's fine, but bir sonraki slayta geçebilirsek, different technologies do this in a different level. Okay, for example, the best of it in accuracy is polysomnography. That's where you go to a clinic, you sleep in a clinic, you have some sensors around you, which is hard to sleep in that way, but your sleep is like processed and analyzed very deeply. Everything is very much analyzed. This is this is where the accuracy is top. But it is not practical, which means user burden is high because you have to go to that place. Bed sensors are quite accurate and it's easy to use. You just go and sleep. Also wearable devices like watches, for example, are very easy to use. So bir sonrakine geçelim, buna gerek yok. So, but what I see as the future of sleep is, okay, wearable devices will always beat mattresses in being smart because it's more practical. And it's not just the most expensive wearable, I mean, a watch, smartwatch is like $400. And $400 for a watch, it's the most expensive one. And it does everything. So it measures your health, it measures your sport, it measures your everything. So this is different than the mattress itself. Mattress is one usage. So if you just use it as a measuring device, then it will never be taking off. And it is not. This product is made by King Coil. one of our brands. Still, I think it's not that good. Why? Because it is able to do a lot of things, but it's not mature enough in my belief. Because, I mean, because it should be adjusting to you. Smart bed should be doing something, like adjusting to your comfort position. I mean, I sleep on my back. I have a different pressure, let's say, pressure point, and then I sleep on my left side. Then it should be adjusting to my position. It should be adjusting, for example, if you're snoring head up, if you have high blood pressure and it measures it, the head should be up. It should adjust the mattress temperature. So the future smart bed should be smart, but taking some, I mean, measures and taking some, let's say, different positions, comforts, and etc. accordingly. So smart to me is you're smart, you know everything, but you don't do anything. This is not smart enough. You should be doing something. So, sorry. This is our main challenge in the industry, I believe, for being smart. We will see this coming, especially this mattress is a good try because it's using some kind of air channels to adjust itself accordingly. It is coming up. Just to cover everything, what we have mentioned about is three things. One is the circular economy, the second is the future of house, and the third is the smart bed. What I think is, I mean, these are going to be the main topics in the future of our business. But I believe, I mean, Turkish industry, the region, should be the leader of these concepts as well. Sorry. Thank you very much. Now I have another presentation. I can give a break. It will be short, another short presentation. It's about sleep. I wasn't aware in the beginning that they are like end-to-end like this. I don't know. Shall I go on? Geçelim mi öbürüne? Bir su alabilirim ya. Çok pardon. It's the first time that I'm making two presentations in a consecutive way. Ha? Nasıl isterseniz. Biz bizeyiz. Are you okay? Happy? So, just to connect these things. So, why am I speaking about sleep? Because what we have done in Yatsan is, I mean, we are trying to lead the topic sleep, and we are trying to increase the awareness of sleep in Turkey. And we are investing heavily in this topic. You will see, and at the end, I'll talk very briefly about sleep, because I know that everybody is sleep professional here. In Turkish, there is a saying, abi bunu çevirebileceğim bakayım. Tereciye tere satmak. Selling ice to Eskimos, they say, huh? So, talking about sleep in a sleep industry conference is not an easy thing. What we do in Turkey is actually I give educations to companies, different company employees about sleep. And I don't, of course, teach them how to sleep. I just teach them why we should be sleeping and why really sleep is that important, and the main, concepts around sleeping well and sleeping better. So, very shortly, I'll go into that subject. Sorry. Bir su var mı acaba ya? Fark. So, bir geçelim hızlıca. Süpersin. Eyvallah. Çok teşekkür. Buraları geçelim. Artık tanıştık. Geçebiliriz bir sonraki. So, what this slide says is, I have my focus to sleep is coming from my background. I was never a good sleeper in my life, and then I had a health problem about sleep. I couldn't sleep for some time frame, and I had a bad health problem because of that. And then my focus become more into sleep because Yatsan is a very, freak about the sleep subject itself. So I found out that the general community is not really aware of sleep anyway. They think they are aware, but they are not. So I said, okay, this should be one important, let's say, target of Yatsan to improve the awareness of this subject in Turkey. So we are working for this for a few years. At the final slides, you will see we are doing really serious things. So let's go into the subject. I want to, just without taking your much time, I want to give you some very brief understanding of bir geçelim, the sleep problem. So as of today, we are sleeping 2 hours less than we were sleeping like 150 years ago. So the humanity lived for like 200,000 years, and then finally we have decided that, okay, this much sleep is enough for us. We can sleep 2 hours less without problem. So, of course, it's not without problem, so I'll mention about it shortly. In Turkey, we are the worst sleepers of Europe. You should know that. It's around 6 hours. So, geçelim abi. Everybody is sleeping. Even octopuses are sleeping. This octopus is not just sleeping, but it's dreaming about, catching a prey, eating it. So it's a dream. So it's reflecting its dream to it. So every animal and every living thing has some kind of a sleep. But we are the only living thing in Earth that decided to sleep deprive itself, and we are constantly sleep depriving ourselves like 2 hours at least. Devam edelim. I will not mention about these stages. Everybody knows about REM sleep, non-REM sleep, deep sleep, this and that. I just want to say 2-3 things for you. One, so having like 8 hours sleep means at least having 1 hour of REM sleep, 2-3 hours of deep sleep. So if you are sleeping 8 hours, but you are short of REM sleep, you're sleep deprived. Short of deep sleep, you're also sleep deprived. So you have to have a proper sleep. So when you sleep late, you are short of the deep sleep because you start to so the beginning of the sleep is more for the deep sleep. The morning time is more for the REM sleep. So if you get up early, you are deprived of the REM sleep. So it's not easy to sleep properly. Geçebiliriz. Why we sleep is an important question. Geçelim. So one thing probably you know, maybe don't, but it's very important because learning and memory is definitely a function of sleep. So how it works is when we get up early in the morning and we start to live our lives for the day, anything we learn, for example, you learned a lot of new names probably today. you put it to the, let's say, hippocampuses here. And then when you sleep, when you deep sleep, it's just, converted to long-term memory, which is the neocortex, which is the outer area of the brain. If you don't work this way, tomorrow you will be getting up with a full hippocampus, which means you will unlearn what you have learned yesterday, and then you will not be able to learn what you have to learn today. So it's a function of the deep sleep. Geçelim. Pardon, bir sonraki, evet. Learning a talent is a function of REM sleep. I find it very interesting because, you start to learn something day by day. When you want to learn a talent, like playing tennis, playing golf, or playing a piano, or making design, this is about arranging the data. You have to arrange the data from different parts of your brain. So you connect it together. Like playing a piano is a complex thing. I mean, your fingers, you're listening to the music, and then, you're reading the notes and etc. So it's an all combined effort. Okay, you practice all day, you don't get better. But when you sleep and you go to the REM phase, tomorrow you get better. Now it becomes a talent that you learn and you practice better. So this is a lot about the REM sleep. Bir geçelim. So what we see is a lot of different examples of creativity which is related to REM. I will not go into the details of them because of the, but just to give you an example. For example, Mendeleev is the periodic table of the chemistry, the father of it. Practiced years and years to find the periodic table. He couldn't find, because actually it's very easy. I mean, he was thinking linear. It was a two-dimensional table, but he couldn't find it out till one sleep. He gets up and says, okay, now I understand, and the complete periodic table is coming to his dream. Of course, it's not coming to his dream. What happens is, the things that you learned in different time of the day, different experiences and etc., they all get combined in that REM sleep because it's the big organizer of your brain. Okay? Devam edelim. It's very important for your feelings because, just to give you an example, the feeling is like there's one part of the brain, amygdala, where is one part of the brain, prefrontal cortex. Prefrontal cortex is the human, amygdala is the animal in our side. So we are actually a balance of these two things. We sometimes become like animal, sometimes become like more human. When we sleep less, we are sleep deprived, we become more animal. Because amygdala takes the control of the body and of our feelings, and we become more aggressive. We live more on the edges. So just to give you, what I can say is, when you are sleep deprived, you become like more sensitive to different feeling situations. Devam edelim. Also, we get better when we sleep. How is that happening? Just to give you an example, there's a big, let's say, work done by Rosalind Cartwright. So when you have a trauma of a different kind, you just, and only way to get better from that trauma is to sleep on it, to see it in your dreams, and see it in a controllable way, not in a post-traumatic syndrome type dream, a proper dream about it. You become better. And by dreaming day by day by day about those subjects, you just get out of that traumatic situation. Your feelings become better. That's the only way to get better. And it only happens in REM sleep. So we don't know that this is this much important. It's not just for the brain. Devam edelim. Alzheimer is very much affected with sleep because the main reason Alzheimer is happening is we think, as of today, there are some proteins getting stacked up in your brain when you wake up. I mean, you are working daily. And when you sleep, and when you're in deep sleep, your brain becomes cleaner. I just give you an example of the Paris streets. I mean, they clean the Paris streets with those. I mean, at night time, they clean it with water. It's the same system. Your brain cells get smaller, and around that there's a glymphatic system, and your brain becomes clearer of those proteins. And the risk of getting Alzheimer's and demence reduces heavily. It's the same for depression. I don't want to get into to depression, so I will be short about it. Devam edelim. Devam edebiliriz. We know it very well because of the corona. It's a lot of related to your, especially defense system of your body, how much you sleep, and how it's also related to how much you get. I mean, advantage of the, for example, flu shots and different. Also, your defense system of the cancer, against the cancer, is very much related to sleep, because they have done these different works, and they have seen that, okay, your defense is getting 70% less when you're sleep deprived, like you sleep 5-6 hours. So, devam edelim. We know that it's a lot of related to your metabolic system. So it affects the coronary diseases, it affects the diabetes. I mean, if you are sleep deprived for 1 week, 1.5 weeks, and you go to a clinic to get your blood tested, people will think that you are type 2 diabetes. The reason is you just didn't sleep properly, because it's all affects the metabolic system. Devam edebiliriz. Of course, traffic is another. If you want to die very fast, then you can increase your chance of dying 11 times when you just drive with a 4 hours sleep. So this is, I mean, I know it is not very pleasant to talk about this, but this is the fact. Devam edelim. So what I say is the good sleep is the basis of a proper life, physical activity, proper feeding and good relations is the main system to live better. So sleeping good is the basis of it. Devam edebiliriz. How do we sleep better? Very shortly, I want to give you some, clues, I should say. One, of course, you need a strategy, because you have to do a plan. Bir sonraki slayta geçelim. You have to do a plan. You have to probably nobody knows how much they sleep at the moment. Because I use the wearable device to measure my sleep, and I find out that I'm sleeping 1 hour less than I thought I was sleeping. So this is important. Second, you have to have a routine. The third thing, if you're just waking up with an alarm, then probably you're not sleeping properly. Of course, you have to make some decisions about your lifestyle, definitely. And finally, you have to slow down a little bit. Because as of today, we are living very fast. We are living like, we are trying to catch something, I don't know what. Secondly, of course, every choose is a decision that you decide not to do something. One is, of course, the caffeine is now a very, very important. It's actually the strongest legal, let's say, drug that we are using is caffeine, and we are abusing caffeine at the moment. Okay, 2 coffee per day, especially up to 2 o'clock, is okay. But after that, if you're having this venti style Starbucks coffee, thank God, I mean, you will not be sleeping properly. It's obvious. Maybe you will say, okay, I'm sleeping like a child, I mean, but deep sleep is very much affected. Alcohol is the same. I don't say, I always tell them, because we are an Izmir company, we have some alcohol problems as a general understanding, Raki problems, Uzo at the other side of the sea. So it's okay to drink in the morning. After some time, it's a problem. I mean, after 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, it's a problem. So let's prefer to drink in the morning. It's not good for your REM sleep. I mean, if you want to become Alzheimer, if you're okay with Alzheimer, if you're okay with not having creativity, it's okay for me. But I mean, you don't. I don't say that your life should be miserable. Just, I mean, we have to be careful about it. Başka ne var? Of course, eating is important. Eating too much in the evening is a huge problem for sleep. Devam edelim. Of course, another problem is your mind. Maybe I mean, you cannot sleep easily, or you cannot, when you sleep and you get up like 4 o'clock in the morning, if you cannot go to sleep easily again, it's another problem. It's another kind of insomnia. The main problems in those cases are mostly about our mind, to ease our mind, mindfulness. So meditation is what I can advise. Also, if you are a believer of a religion, then I mean, thanking God and praying is another mode. But you have to ease your mind somehow. Finally, our environment, finally mattress. Of course, it should be dark, it should be cold, it should be silent. No white, let's say, ışık neydi ya? Light. No white light. I mean, we should have a red light. It's coming from our base of getting around the campfire. And of course, a perfect mattress, hopefully Yatsan branded. Devam. Activity is good, but in the early times of the day, mostly. Devam edebiliriz, toparlayalım. So, these are the basic things. I just have two more slides. One is, I mean, I want to emphasize what we are doing as Yatsan to bring that awareness to our market. We have a big website, not Yatsan branded. It's Good Life, Good Sleep. It has its social medias, a lot of different writers in it. Devam edelim bir sonraki slide. We have Spotify channel. We do some YouTube videos for that. And finally, just to devam edebilirsiniz. Our last thing is we have now invested to a full, proper documentary of 5 episodes, 20 minutes. It was live in Blue TV. Now it's something like Netflix in Turkey. Now it is going to be live in YouTube next month. Just to show you a feeling of it. Oh, ses yok ama. Very short, 1 minute video. Olmuyorsa sıkıntı yok. Okay. Just biraz göster ya o zaman. Ben de konuşayım üstüne kapatalım. So it's a proper investment. Actually, it is probably the largest documentary ever made in any language in the world about sleep. Completely, it's about sleep. It's 5 episodes of 20 minutes. Different, I mean, from different psychologues, clinicians, doctors, and etc. It's, of course, Yatsan branded, but it's just for the industry. I find it very important that people get really proper knowledge about sleep, because otherwise it will be about the, I mean, let's say, more reasonable priced mattress to sleep on. So we have done this investment as well. Thank you for listening to me. For any questions you have, you can find me around here. Thank you very much.